Nisboere word met trots geborg deur Laveld Agrochem en JAC Motors. Geleë in Liliefontein, naby Oos-London, fokus Ian en Lisa op die verbouing van macadamia-neute en sonneblomme. Met 'n passie vir volhoubare boerdery kombineer Jesray Farm tradisionele metodes met moderne insigte. Die plaas dien as 'n inspirasie vir ander boere en stel belang in gemeenskapsontwikkeling en omgewingsbewaring.
So going back to 2008, we were a little tired of city life and people complaining about our German shepherds barking. So we decided that we would like to relive our childhood experiences of living on a farm. And so started searching high and low until we found this beautiful farm in the Liliefontein area. And the rest is history. So we've gone from farming dogs to farming macadamias. The reason being that we can basically, after the hard work is done and they've been planted, they will pretty much look after themselves. Looking after livestock brings in a whole wide array of different issues that you need to worry about. The same with growing vegetables, very time consuming. You've got to be quite staff intensive. So this is an option that is difficult to the initial output, but generally with the macadamias they will look after themselves once we've just made sure everything is favourable for them to grow. Both Ian and I are full-time workers and the mother of two gorgeous girls. So also this is something that enables us to have our jobs and then still sit back in the evenings and do a little bit of this and enjoy it.
The main items is obviously the planting of the trees. We do that generally once a year. Roughly we do a block at a time, so it's about 800 trees. So we do it ourselves, so it is quite labour intensive. So Lisa, my wife, she will get the trees ready, she'll cut them, get the J roots sorted. Then we've got our daughters, Kate and Livy, and they will do the run of the main, so they'll do the watering of the trees once we've planted, they'll pick up the bags. So yeah, it takes us probably about a week of planting, but yeah, it's good to have the family involved in doing it. We're staying away from chemicals, and the soil is the most critical part, and hence why we've gone with the compost tea root. The pests, luckily the trees are still young, so we don't have nuts on the trees yet. Obviously when the nuts start forming on the trees we have to manage it a lot more than what we are doing at the moment. At the moment, you know, the oldest tree is only 3 years old. So we're allowing the trees just to be themselves. We're not having to actually spray them with anything at the moment. We don't like to have a clean orchard. As you can see, we've got a lot of grass and growth. So we're trying to be one with the environment and nature and let it do its own thing and try and stay out of it as much as we can. The biggest challenge we've seen is wind. You know, when being on the coast in East London, the trees don't like the wind. So we've planted beefwoods, napier grass, just to try and eliminate the wind as best we can. And then I think also with farming and trees, you have to be patient. You know, farming doesn't happen quickly. You know, everything takes time. And I think that's been the biggest learning curve is, you know, sometimes you can't just expect things to happen straight away. So you've got to be in for the long run. You've got to take your time. But yeah, it's very rewarding. But yeah, so the biggest challenge again is for us is just the wind, and especially being along the coast. Any advice to young people coming into this is, one is don't think things are going to happen overnight. Take your time, think about the long plan, and then try and diversify as much as you can. See what your neighbouring farmers are doing, see what's successful in the community, and try and learn from them. You know, it's always nice coming in later after someone, learn from their experience, what works, what hasn't worked. It just saves you a lot of time and a lot of financial costing when you know the rights and wrongs. So always be willing to learn and be open-minded. And then when things don't go right, don't beat yourself up about it. Learn from it and just move on.
All I can say for those of you, if you have a dream, go for it. There's nothing that you cannot accomplish. Be patient and dream big.
Nisboere word met trots geborg deur Laveld Agrochem en JAC Motors.